You have seen them. The men and women who walk into a room and the center of gravity shifts. They don't have to be the loudest. They don't have to be the best looking. But they have an aura, a magnetic pull that makes you want to listen, to follow, to please. You call it charisma. You think it's a natural gift, something you are either born with or not. That is the first lie. Charisma is not a gift. It is a technology. And today, we are going to give you the blueprint. You have tried to be more influential. You've read the books. You've followed the advice. Be authentic. Be transparent. Be available. Share your story. You became an open book. And what happened? You were not respected. You were used. You were not admired. You were seen as predictable and therefore boring. You gave away your power in the naive belief that people reward honesty. They don't. People are not drawn to what is simple and clear. They are drawn to what is complex and mysterious. They are drawn to the puzzle they cannot solve. 500 years ago, Niccolò Machiavelli, a master of psychological warfare, understood this. He knew that true power and influence do not come from being an open book. They come from being a book that people are desperate to read, but can never fully finish. The secret to being dangerously charismatic is not in what you reveal. It is in what you strategically conceal. Today, we will deconstruct Machiavelli's forbidden code for building a magnetic aura, a code built on the paradoxes of human desire. The fundamental mistake most people make is confusing being liked with being respected or desired. To be liked, you must be predictable and accommodating. To be respected and desired, you must be slightly dangerous and unpredictable. You must create a sense of tension, a feeling that you possess a hidden depth, a secret world that others are not fully privy to. This is not about being a jerk. It is about understanding the psychology of attraction. Attraction is not born from comfort. It is born from intrigue. Machiavelli's code for charisma is a three-step process for manufacturing that intrigue. The first law is the economy of presence. Society tells you to be available, to be responsive, to always be on. This is a trap. In the economy of human desire, what is abundant is cheap. What is scarce is valuable. Your attention, your time, and your presence are your most valuable currencies. And you have been giving them away for free. A modern Machiavellian understands that absence is as powerful a tool as presence, sometimes even more powerful. When you are always available, you become part of the background noise. Your presence is expected and therefore unappreciated. But when your presence is scarce, it becomes an event, a reward. Think about it. Do you value the tap water that is always there, or the rare vintage wine you get to taste once a year? This is not about playing games. It is about strategic valuation. You must learn to make your presence felt by its occasional absence. Do not always be the first to text. Do not always be available for last-minute plans. Have a life, a mission, a purpose that is so compelling it takes precedence over the whims of others. When you are with someone, give them your absolute, undivided presence. Make them feel like they are the only person in the world, and then disappear. Go back to your mission. This creates a powerful cycle of presence and absence that makes people crave your attention. They begin to wonder, what is he doing? What is so important to him? Your absence creates a space for their imagination to work. And what they imagine about you will always be more powerful than what you tell them about yourself. Let's make this practical. You're in the early stages of a relationship. The common advice is to show constant interest. A Machiavellian approach is different. After a perfect date, you don't text the next morning. You wait. You let them wonder. You let them replay the night in their head. You let them experience the lack of you. By the time you do reach out, they are not just happy to hear from you. They are relieved. You have subtly established that your time is valuable and your attention is a prize. This is the economy of presence. Be generous with your presence, but ruthless with your absence. Men are driven by two principal impulses, either by love or by fear. Niccolò Machiavelli. The second law is the mastery of ambiguity. The human mind is a meaning-making machine. It hates a vacuum. It hates a puzzle it cannot solve. When you are an open book, you are a solved puzzle. You are boring. But when you are ambiguous, when your motives are not entirely clear, you become a source of obsessive thought. A modern Machiavellian never reveals his full intentions. He speaks in layers. He gives compliments that could also be subtle insults. He makes promises that are open to interpretation. He displays contradictory traits. One moment, he is kind and generous. The next, he is cold and distant. This is not because he is confused. It is because he wants you to be confused. Why? Because a confused mind is a searching mind. And a searching mind is a focused mind. The people you control the most are the ones who think about you the most. Think of the most charismatic figures in history or fiction. Are they simple? Are they easy to read? No, they are walking contradictions. They are part saints, part sinners, part warriors, part poets. This complexity is what makes them magnetic. You can never fully grasp them, so you keep trying. You must learn to cultivate this strategic ambiguity. In conversation, use metaphors and stories instead of direct statements. When asked a direct question about your feelings or plans, give an intriguing but vague answer. I'm exploring some possibilities. I'm following a certain feeling. This forces others to invest their own mental energy into figuring you out. They are no longer passive recipients of your personality. They are active participants in its creation. They are projecting their own hopes and fears onto the blank screen you have provided. And in doing so, they are becoming entangled with you. This is not deception. It is seduction. You are not lying. You are simply refusing to make it easy for them. You are making yourself a work of art, and art is meant to be interpreted, not just understood. The third and most advanced law is the alchemy of pleasure and pain. Most people believe that to attract others, you must only provide pleasure, compliments, gifts, constant agreement. This is the strategy of the fool. It creates not attraction, but boredom and entitlement. Machiavelli, drawing on his ruthless observation of human nature, understood a darker truth. Pleasure is only truly felt when it is contrasted with its absence or with pain. The master of charisma understands how to use this emotional seesaw. This is not about being abusive. It is about being unpredictable. It is about understanding that constant warmth leads to people taking you for granted. But a strategic withdrawal of that warmth followed by its unexpected return, creates a powerful feeling of relief and gratitude. It creates a psychological bond that feels like addiction. This is the pattern at the heart of all great love stories and all tragic romances. The push and the pull, the hope and the fear. The master of this art gives attention, praise, and affection. And just when the other person feels comfortable and secure, he pulls it away. He becomes distant, busy, preoccupied. This creates a moment of panic in the other person. What did I do wrong? Am I losing them? They begin to work harder for your approval. They begin to value your presence more. And then, when you return with your warmth and affection, it feels not like a normal interaction, but like a life-saving rain in a desert. This must be done with immense skill and subtlety. If you are too cruel, you will be seen as a monster. If you are too predictable, the game will be obvious. But if you can master this rhythm of giving and taking away, of creating tension and then providing release, you become the source of their most intense emotional experiences. And people do not fall in love with people. They fall in love with the way people make them feel. You are not just a person to them anymore. You are a feeling, and they will do anything to feel it again. So you see the code, the economy of presence, the mastery of ambiguity, the alchemy of pleasure and pain. These are not separate tactics. They are 3 parts of a single, powerful strategy. Charisma is not about being a source of constant light. It is about being a master of shadows. It is not about revealing your true self. It is about making others so obsessed with the mystery of you that they reveal their true selves to you. The ultimate power of charisma is not to be seen, but to see. You are not the performer. You are the director of the entire psychological play. So how do you begin to practice this forbidden art? You start with small, deliberate acts of defiance against your own nice programming. First, practice strategic delay. For the next week, do not respond to any non-urgent text message or email immediately. Wait an hour. Wait a day. Get comfortable with the idea that the world does not need your instant response. You are not an emergency service. You are a king, and kings do not rush. Second, practice the art of the vague answer. The next time someone asks you a personal question you don't want to fully answer, don't lie. Just be vague. If they ask what you did over the weekend, don't give them a full itinerary. Say, I had some adventures, and then smile and change the subject. Let their imagination do the work. Third, give one unexpected, strategic compliment. Find someone you want to influence. Observe them. Find one specific non-obvious quality you genuinely admire, and in a quiet moment, tell them, not in a needy way, but as a calm, objective observation, and then walk away. You have just planted a seed of positive emotion. They will think about that compliment for days. You have just taken the first step in the alchemy of pleasure and pain. You have been taught that being open and honest is the path to connection. But you have learned that it is often the path to being taken for granted. Machiavelli's wisdom is not an invitation to become a cold manipulator. It is an invitation to understand the true, dark, and beautiful mechanics of human desire. It is an invitation to play the game with skill, with intention, and with power. It is a common fault of men not to reckon on storms in fair weather. Niccolò Machiavelli. The world of human interaction is a sea of emotional currents. Most people are adrift, tossed about by the waves of their own needs and the needs of others. The charismatic man is not the one who avoids the storm. He is the one who has learned to read the winds, to set his sails, and to use the storm itself to reach his destination. He is not just a passenger, he is the captain. If this message has resonated with you, if you are tired of being an open book that no one reads, if you are ready to become the mystery that everyone wants to solve, then make your declaration. Join the others who are choosing to be the composer, not just the instrument. Go to the comments and write, "I am the mystery." It is a declaration of your new presence, a commitment to your own unfathomable depth. Subscribe to the Thinker's Codex. The real game is just beginning.